Welcome to the third module of the first week of the topic on understanding meaning of performance management and reward systems management with performance management process. The topics for today's discussion are define reward systems, type of returns, tangible and intangible, and will give you a question to ponder on, which you may reply back in the forum discussion forum, and about which we will again continue our discussion. Now, when we start defining what is reward systems, so we can understand it is a set of mechanism which ensures that the distribution of both tangible and intangible returns to employees in return of the services that they are offering to the organization. So, the point of highlight over here is you find like there are two important terms, tangible and intangible returns. So, when we talk of rewards, we have to keep in mind like it is not only something that we can count and come salary and short term and long term incentives, which needs always to be monetary in nature, but there can be other intangible returns also, and these returns are given to the employees in return of the services that they in return of the services offered to them, offered to the organization by the employees. So, we can understand it is a system which is based on the operant conditioning mechanism, like the employees have to perform first, and based on their performance the rewards are given as a recognition of their performance and also to motivate them to perform better to reach the organizational objectives next in turn when they are performing. Here today we are going to discuss about the different types of rewards given by the organization, and we have classified them under the heading of tangible returns and intangible returns. Now, what are tangible returns? Tangible returns are like the cash compensation that we were talking of. It is like the salary short term and long term incentives given by the organization to the employees in return of their services. So, when we are talking of the intangible returns, now intangible returns you see like these are again in terms of recognition, status, challenging work, opportunities for growth and development, and learning opportunities. So, these are intangible in the sense like the 4 days you may not have always to spend lot of money, but this is the attitude of the organization to give value to the employees, to make them feel, and really they also believe. It is not only they make them feel the employees like they are important, but the organization truly believes in the fact that the employees are really very important for us, and it is they are valuable assets for us, and they need to be, their contribution to the organization needs to be recognized. So, recognition, status, challenging work. Sometimes what happens, the work itself, if it is very motivating in nature, people will get interested to work because that is giving them a sense of like achieving something, their need for achievement gets fulfilled over there. If I am able to do a challenging work and reach that objective, I do have a sense of my competency, like yes, I can do something, I can take up challenges and meet up those challenges. Opportunity for growth and development, if the employee's career is well planned in the organization, if through the different job exposures the employees get the opportunity for growth and development, and also learning opportunities through the different job roles that the employee is taking up in the organization, then it gives them again a sense of fulfillment. It enriches their self-esteem. It makes them feel more, gives them a feeling of more self-efficacy. So, all these are intangible returns that the organization can give, which makes the employee feel more valuable to oneself and socially valuable also. So, these are intangible returns given by the organization. So, it is like also important to understand, like here, that all returns may not share with the correspondence with the performance system. Few allocations may be rather based on seniority, but sometimes these are again pockets of ethical concerns. Like this is actually a point of debate, like when we are talking of reward management and performance management together, like should the rewards be based on rewards for performance, it is merit based on your performance, or should it be based on the seniority, your years of stay in the organization, through which we like respect, we recognize the loyalty of the person staying in the organization. It is a point of debate and we need to come to a balanced conclusion about it. So, when we are talking of different types of returns given in the organization, now we will discuss them like one by one. It is first is the base pay. Now, what is the base pay? So, it is the return which is given to the employees in return of the work performed. So, and it varies based on the nature of the position, the job duties performed, and it is generally same for workers performing or employees performing similar kind of work, and these differences of base pay may exist on factors based on experiences, higher grades, etc. So, base pay is the base that you get for the return of the work that you have performed, and it varies. This is important. It varies on the basis of position and job duties performed. This again we will come back later. How do we determine this base pay? So, for this determining the base pay, it is very important to understand the process of job analysis and the process of job evaluation also, because you see the focus of this difference in base pay is on the basis of position, and based on that position the different job duties performed. So, if we are not able to classify the jobs properly, if we are not able to understand, like with transition from position maybe 1 to position 2 in the hierarchy, then what are the different role expectations that are increasing, then we cannot justify the difference in the base pay. So, as it varies according to the job position and the duties performed, it is very, very important to do a proper job analysis and job evaluation. We will come back on these discussions in the later part of our different modules. So, and that is why you see like differences in base pay may exist on account of factors like experiences. That is also told because the more you progress through the organization, the different job roles that you go through, you like get to understand more complex roles and in more which requires more maybe responsibilities taken for the organization, and that is how your pay may vary. When you talk of COLA, which we talk of cost of living adjustment, it is mainly given to make up for increasing inflation. So, it is on top of the base pay. Contingent pay, this is also known as merit pay, and this is given in addition to the base pay depending on the past performance of an employee. So, it is added to base pay. So, here we see depending on your past performance, what is that payment that you get, which is when you talk of contingent, the word contingent is important. So, you have to understand your payment is contingent on something, and this contingent on what? Contingent on your past performance, and this we call performance based pay. When we talk of short term incentives, so these are temporary rewards given on the basis of past performance, very popular amongst the sales employees. But the difference with the contingent pay is that it is not added to base pay. So, though contingent pay and short term incentives are both based on performance, payment for performance, but we have to understand contingent pay is added to the base pay, but short term incentives are not added to the base pay. These are temporary rewards given based on the basis of past performance. So, when you are talking of the short term incentives, later on we need to, when we will be discussing in details about reward management system and designing of rewards, here in this chapter we are introducing you to the different kinds of rewards, but when we discuss in details about the reward management system, we will pick up each of these topics and we are going to discuss on how to design this so that it acts as a reinforcer. We have to understand, like when you are talking of performance based pay, and it is based given on the base of past performance, or the organizations why it is giving is to motivate the person to continue that level of performance if it is good one, or to improve on it, or to like perform better next time. So, it should act as a reinforcer for the person. So, how to design these incentives is a very challenging task for the HR persons, and in our next courses of discussion we are going to discuss on these issues also. Long term incentives. In long term incentives, so what is the difference with a short term incentive and a long term incentive? It is like when you focused on short term incentive, it is like focused on a particular task, like with it is to motivate the employees to perform a certain task effectively, like to sell more of a given product. But when we talk of long term incentives, it is more realizing the fact like you are, the employee is a valued member of the organization, and this feeling of worth in the employee may improve the future performance of the employee in the organization, and it may lead to continued performance over time. So, the long term incentives that is given, it is influencing future performance over a long period of time. So, it is not that you are performing now because focused on your short term incentive given, but if a long term incentive is given, you continue with better performance. So, that is very important. An example is offering stock ownership at a predetermined prices or a partnership on the company. So, here you see the focus on the long term incentives that is given, it is trying to recognize employees as the owners of the company also. So, when you are offering stock ownership in a predetermined prices and the partnership in the company, it is trying to offer you a ownership of the company, and it gives a feeling to the person, it's my company. And when you have that feeling of it's my company, I am one of the owners of this company, in whatever small proportion maybe, it gives you a sense of commitment to the organization to perform in a better way. So, that is the motto of giving a long term incentive. Allowances, these includes benefits like offering housing and transportation benefits. So, these are generally offered to people who are in a very high level position. There are certain benefits like which focus on work life balance benefits. These are like giving you vacations, flexible working time, working from home, etc. See, for this what is required is designing the rewards properly. When we will talk of later on, we will talk of cafeteria benefits, we will talk of parks and like allowances in a much in depth, where you get to understand the whole gamut of the whole picture of the reward system, in which when you talk of in work life balance, when you see these includes benefits like offering vacations, flexible working time, working from home. This requires a lot of thinking on the part of the organization, so that about the employees and their different life situations, what will make their life easy, so that they can balance both their work and their family, their life, their social life. So, this requires a lot of thinking on the part of the HR people, and this, when we talk of work life balance benefits, these are sometimes more important as compared to the salary, because people may try to look for work which helps them to do equal justice to all the different roles that they have in their life. When we talk of intangible returns, these are like intangible and may include elements like recognition and status, security of the job, and opportunities to learn and grow. Opportunities to form meaningful relationships and friendships at work, and fulfilling experience at work. So, when we talk of recognition and status at work, these are important points in the sense like knowing each employee by their name, recognizing their contribution, giving them a status sometimes work wonders. Security in the job. some people, like in the different life stages, in the different career stages, may be more concerned about the security in their job. So, some basic sense of security in the job gives you a sense of like stability, and these are important. Opportunities to learn and grow, of course, these are important in the sense, if I don't see myself growing in the organization, then it becomes a problem. Why should I stay in the organization if I don't see like I am going to develop as a person, I am learning something new, I am able to like I am becoming more equipped as I am staying in the organization. I am becoming a better human being or a better person in terms of getting more equipped with different competencies. So, opportunities to learn and grow are also very important for the employee, and these are taken to be important intangible returns. Opportunities to form meaningful relationships and friendships at work. So, this is also important. Nowadays, like people are more into forming friendships and relationships, networking at work, and we have found maybe from the past author studies also, like if you have a set of like-minded people who are working together or with whom you can exchange your thought process, like which gives you a we feeling, that improves your performance with the organization. It is very important to share your feelings with each other. It not only improves your performance, but it also gives you a sense of, it makes you out of sometimes stress, because you get a peer support who understands you as a person, who understands your thought process, can give you certain ideas which will help you in better decision making. So, meaningful relationships and friendships at work are important for you like performing in a better way, and the organization has to find out how to give avenues for this friendship to the employees. But the word meaningful relationship is important. We have to understand like these friendships and relationships should not act contra to the organizational objectives. So, how the organizational promoted meaningful relationships and friendships can happen, and people are able to utilize this relational strength, relational capital for their own development and development of the organization as such, is what the organization needs to take care of, design and monitor. Fulfilling experiences at work are also very important, like how to set challenging goals, how to get the employees involved in those challenging goals, and how to give them a sense of fulfillment, what are the rewards, like what are the incentives to be given for it, then what recognition has been given for it. So, all these are going to design the fulfilling experience at work. We have to really design for this fulfilling experience at work, keeping in mind the employee's nature also. So, in order we may design for a challenging work, but how to design it step by step, gradually increase the difficulty level, because it should not, in the process of developing a challenging work, we should not like pose a threat to the employee, where the employee feels suffocated in nature. So, how to design for it is also very important. So, the think tank question we told, like we at the start we told you, like we will be giving you a question for to ponder on. It is like, do you think performance management and reward management are related. In performance management, we discussed like how the organization's objectives are first designed, how it is thought of, then how it gets cascaded into the department's objectives, and then to the individual levels goals and objectives, and what they need to, the activities that they need to do, how to monitor it, how to take feedback about it, and how to see how that they can improve. And in reward management, we are talking of, it is a set of returns given to employees in return of the work that they are performing, and it is given in terms of tangible rewards and in terms of intangible rewards also. Now, here is a challenging question for you, like whether performance management is related with the reward management system, and whether can we discuss on whether we should always give tangible returns, whether we should give nothing in terms of tangible, we should only give recognition and status and growth opportunities to the employees, or it should be a mixture. To what kind of work we will give, what kind of reward, and how it can be linked, whether it is at all linked, and if linked, what kind of work for what kind of reward we are going to give, or whether tangible and intangible, and or do we make the people like not focused on any reward, they are only self motivated to do, and we do not recognize, we do not give any reward. The answer is with you. Please think on it. We will come back with this discussion again in our next upcoming modules. Thank you.